Hey, we're back around here on the football field. I guess these bleachers were Coach Skinner used to roam free. And first thing I want to ask him is, what was you doing when you first heard that the band had named itself after you?
Well, Gene, I had left the school system and, believe it or not, was just driving in my car and going from point A to point B, listening to the radio, and the disc jockey on the radio said, "Here's a song by Leonard Skinner." And that's the first time I had an idea that something might be happening.
Well, y'all see Coach Skinner's hair, flat top, was that way back in the 60s. And Skinner, if you had long hair back then, you were cool. If you had short hair, you were called skinhead. So, and everybody that have long hair called skinheads. So to make fun of Leonard's name, Leonard Skinner, skinhead, Skinnerd. That's how they came up with the term Skinnerd, skinhead, Skinnerd, to change the name of the spelling around to Leonard Skinnerd, skinhead, like me now, and the real Leonard Skinner.
All right, this is the field where we came out and had roll call and then sent them to their various activities. Whether it was softball season, they went to softball. If it was basketball season, we played basketball. But anyway, this was the very field that we called the roll call in. We had 4 coaches, and the coaches would get their groups, their classes, about 25 yards apart, which would pretty well take up this whole field. And the students would line up in rows of 4, and then I had my class sit down while I called the roll. And I'd go by and I'd call out, Rossington or Van Zant or whoever, and they would answer here. I would make sure they were dressed properly for gym class, and if they weren't, I noted that in my roll book, and if they were, I noted that in my roll book. And anyway, this is the very field that we did this on. These bleachers that are behind us now were not here at that time. Those bleachers over there were, but they were wooden bleachers, and now, of course, they've been replaced with aluminum bleachers, which is much nicer. Also, the football games now are played here on this field. When I was coaching, we played all our football games at the Gator Bowl.
Right.
So things have changed a little bit, and whether it's for the better or the worse, that's not for me to say.